Big time. We got your mug and everything. Yes. Yes.
I be trying to be cute. I don't.
Bitch.
At work, that's where I get cute. That's where
I do love your hair, by the way.
Thank
like
you,
it's
thank you.
really
It's growing.
Yes, it is.
Trying
Oh,
to
okay.
grow.
We're recording perfect because
Okay.
y'all need to see like. Can you do like a 360? Like do the whole.
Afro puff.
Yes. Look at that. All that golden sugar, y'all.
I love it.
I think sometimes we just forget that we're still human beings. Yeah, I think it's important that everyone should know their status. Knowing your status is the first step to really kind of having that conversation. I think it's important we learn how to tackle stigma and get rid of it. I think it's such an extremely amazing thing that I get to do this every day and meet such great people and learn their story and share some of their story with the people that watch this every day. To remember to stay hopeful in victory.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. This is Dusty Lion, and welcome to Hopeful in Victory channel. I have a special guest with me today, my second guest of the week. Well, I wouldn't even say my guest. One of my good friends, Sharvelle. Yeah, like one of my good friends, Sharvelle. I asked her over the past week, and actually we were talking last week about getting on here together. Do you want me to get a little lower? Because I did not realize how short you were, girl.
It's fine.
I'm like,
I can do
it.
make my neck look thin.
See, I start you off right with a dab of that coffee. Yes, sir. Bring it over here.
Yes.
Welcome, y'all. Welcome back. So let's go ahead and start you off with the shits. Today, our week, not today, but this week, we're going to be doing a theme where we're doing friends, dares, and games, which means that me and Sharvelle are going to be doing some games or some dares, or even just talking some truth about, our personal lives and experience with just getting tested, STDs, HIV, everything,
all of that
great stuff. Introduction from Sharvelle herself. If you can tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Sharvelle. I am 23. I went to college, and just in those past few years, I decided that I would study journalism. So I have my degree in journalism.
Yes.
And ever since, I'm just pretty dedicated to being fabulous and living a happy, healthy life, whether that's mental health, spiritual health, whatever, just being existent and enjoying your existence. That's the goal.
So around you, because if you don't, like the wind will take you, and the wind will fucking take you.
Yeah. That bitch will fuck you up. You just, every aspect of your life is affected by the people you're around. So if you're not climbing economically, maybe you need to reevaluate your circle. Like Jay-Z said, you're not rich if the only one rich in the group is you. So for real.
Be here and talk to you guys and be honest and talk about our personal experience, which takes me to actually I got this huge bowl, but this is the great bowl of dare games and truths that we're gonna have Sharvelle pick out one, and then we're gonna go with whatever is in that little slab.
Okay.
Now before she reads it, remember guys, this is a fundraiser to raise money for Central Illinois Friends here in Central Illinois that help people living with HIV through transportation, rental assistance, getting tested, access to proper education, just general sex education that they really help facilitate. So we're aiming to raise $1,000 by Friday night, 10 p.m. And if we win that, yes, you guys get to glam me up in a 10-inch wig, and you get to do my makeup. And that's gonna be happening live. I'm gonna be inviting everybody that's been coming here during the week, along with the makeup artist and my hairstylist. They're I sounded so professional. They just go by that because that's what they do. That's their thing. So I ain't got it like that.
My personal stylist.
The lining needs some work. So they go hook it up, but they go get the edges blended. Let's say that they get them flat. If you don't get $1,000, we're gonna go ahead and go with the alternate route, which is I'm gonna be giving a free hoodie, two free hoodies away from the two people who share our videos, the posts as much as possible throughout the week. And if you manage to do that, then you get a free Hopeful in Victory hoodie. Yes, free. Girl. Yes. Free. Who don't want them for free?
Free.
Come on.
Your
Flag painting.
Your flag painting.
Your flag painting. So
Okay.
when I say flag painting, this means we're gonna actually go ahead and we're gonna pull out some paints. I got a white canvas for us, and we're gonna actually paint our flag that we recognize, that we recognize gender-wise or race-wise. There are flags for transgenders. There are flags for bisexual. There are flags for gay. What are your colors? Or if not that, what's something that interests you? Like I might just do a little like HIV ribbon because they have a new one coming out. One's like yellow and then it's one side's like red.
Okay.
And that one kind of just
Like,
rep.
I'm down to paint. I'm always down to paint.
And we can use our phones. Like we can look it up because I know I am. Like,
yeah, I would have to
like,
look it up. I would have to
what's
look
my
it
flag
up.
color again? All right.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and do that, guys. We're gonna go get the supplies. So welcome back, guys. As you remember, our first challenge, or excuse me, our first dare is to paint our flag. So what we identify as. So my identity is demisexual. And while we were getting things prepared, Sharvelle asked me, "Oh, what does that mean?" And I was like, "Well, demisexual means being attracted to someone on an emotional level. So whether that's transgender, whether that's female, whether that's male, if we have an emotional connection, then we like that. We like that."
I like it.
So buying a cheap penny, sis got to make a living. I'm just kidding. I'm not like that.
As complicated.
You're in your element. I'm like, oh, girl.
I told you I like to paint. This was an exciting surprise. Like,
yeah.
This is for me, believe it or not. This got off work too. The flag, I decided to go with, I'm doing a combination of the heterosexual flag, which I learned today is black and white. So good job, guys, for being boring. But then to combine, it's a little basic. Come on, y'all. But no, and then combine that with the Puerto Rican flag and the idea of, because I don't know if I'm African. I'm not gonna say I'm African, but I know I'm African American. So I'm throwing all those ideas and concepts into one flag. Okay. Thanks to Google Images.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Google.
Right. Thank you, Google.
If this is us in the 1980s, first off, we probably wouldn't be recording ourselves.
No.
And then second, we wouldn't have access to all this great stuff.
Somebody would actually just be painting us.
In specific, I already messed up. Sorry. I'm not apologizing to you about my painting. I'm apologizing like I knew it was gonna be a mess when I started. I went in confident, but then I'm coming out not confident. Did you want me to get some napkins so we can
Oh no, you just put it on your sweater and you just keep moving.
They're like, oh, be sure to wet your canvas with water.
Yeah, I seen you do it, so I did it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a rule.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it's for, but I know that was the first thing she told us, when we do it. And I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna just stick with it. Right. But I think why you do it so you can take off the mistakes that you made and you can just wipe it up.
It'll make it smooth already.
Yeah, and it's still clean too. Okay. I think it's such a cool way to kind of be understanding and receptive to what we identify. 'Cause there's so many things that are out there.
Yeah, there are a lot of options.
There's just a lot of information if you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And I think just yesterday when I had Brittany on the channel, I didn't really have an understanding of transgender and the stigmas around being transgender, how to properly speak to someone about just being open, making sure that I approach everyone, not just them, but everyone.
No, I think that is really cool because a lot of times we see the labels but we don't understand them. Like you introduced to me what demisexual was. That wasn't a thing for me. I knew, queer, lesbian, the basic ones, the ones that were out there first. But then I noticed too, I was talking to a friend the other day, there's another letter added often, and I don't, not to use the wrong language or anything, but I'm still learning what all the different categories are, and some people can fall into more than one category, which I didn't know. Yeah. And it's interesting to learn about. Even you don't have to identify with it to appreciate and to understand it, you know. That's what I like about it, is that you can educate somebody on what the right language is so they don't make a fool out of themselves, you know.
Yeah, and I think that's the part that sometimes people are kind of afraid of too, to put themselves in that. I now speaking for personal experience, because sometimes I don't want to sound stupid, because I know I'm not stupid, but I'm like, oh God, like if I say this, like I'm just gonna look stupid or sound dumb, and they're gonna think I'm like this
ignorant person,
Trump supporting person, which I'm not. Like, but I think that's sometimes the fear when we don't allow that space, we don't allow growth within ourselves to be able to talk to a person and just ask questions, because hell, you don't know everything.
You might as well
you're in your
ask someone who
20s.
knows. Yeah,
You gonna make mistakes, trust me. Trust me when I say that. But Gavin, they will make you a better person, and I'm speaking from experience.
Yeah,
I'm putting him on the spot, but he didn't have a name, and then that's when I said that. But to the point, what I was saying is, he came to my desk because he came playing with my flag, my little like rainbow flag, and then we got on the topic of HIV, and I started telling him like, yeah, oh hey, I have HIV. I lived with it for the past 4 years. I'm like, I was in the Pennygraph article. You're just trying to be open, and then we started talking about like, what are the things like that like feeds into stigma, that feeds into the negativity. And so like he asked me like, what was your experience with it all? You know, he's like, and I'm sure it was difficult. I was like, yeah, but like, I don't want it to be about me. I had my time. I got through my time. Like, I'm trying to be the person I needed at that time for what I need now and for anyone else. But I was just kind of like, it was difficult. But I think that's so cool that we could talk about it. We weren't like whispering. He had a connection with HIV. Even if he didn't, he was open to just kind of talk about it and like getting to learn it and kind of like, but what is AIDS? Like he was like, what is AIDS? Like, is that like HIV or is that separate? And I'm like, no, they're all the same. One's just a little bit angrier than the other is how I say it. So like I try to be a little funny and cute with it, but no, it's just a more progressive form of HIV, which means your CD4 cells, your white blood cells have been compromised to a level that is now considered acquired immunodeficiency. AIDS. Like we're not like that as another separate entity, and I don't think people should be looked at that way. Just because someone labels themselves differently is another thing, but
yeah, at the end of the day, we still share common interests, even common goals. Like it's really just learning about other people and being willing to take that information and utilize it in the best way possible. That's really just the goal.
Now, I want to speak on your personal experience with it, because as a Black female, how was learning about sexual education, preventative services, like things like that? Like, how was that for you?
So, coming from a Christian household, we didn't talk about sex. It wasn't a thing for us. It was more so my mom telling us don't have sex, especially it's in a household where there's 3 girls. So that was the conversation. It was, this is what's going to happen to your body when you hit puberty. Now that this is happening, you cannot have sex.
Mama was having it.
Yeah, there was no bringing babies up in the house, like none of that.
No.
So, but that was pretty much our conversation while we were younger, just kind of going into puberty, so like that 12, 13-year-old age. And then once we got older, going into high school, because I went from a Christian elementary school my whole life to switching to a public high school.
That had been interesting.
In a very diverse community.
Yeah. So
not only am I dealing with people that I've never had to encounter before with different religions, different beliefs. Everybody, it's high school, so everybody's having sex and doing drugs. Like it wasn't like it was like a rough push into this different side of life. So learning about sex then became what I seen in movies and what I hear the girls and guys talking about at third period lunch. Like that's what it became.
Like what everybody doing? What's the trend?
Yeah. What everybody was talking about. Like so and so doing this at this party and so doing that and so was on Facebook with it was that. Yeah. So being the person that I am, I just ask questions. Like, look, y'all talking about it. If you ain't want me to ask about it, y'all need to make it private. So it became, what is sexual health? What is oral sex? What is anal sex? Like, why would you want to do that? Like, for me, at that time, it was, you know, what goes on. Like, sex wasn't the thing that was on my mind at the time, but it was more so in order to stay current with my friends at that time. I need to know what the process is and what should I be doing, what shouldn't I be doing. It was, you know, it was, you know, how do you be safe? So once I finally got into sex education at my high school, it was more of very biological. There was no emotion. There was no talk of. It was more like, if you're gonna have sex, use a condom. If you're not in love, you shouldn't be having sex. Like, that was the conversation.
Like the conversation, yeah.
That was the conversation. So, and if
like,
I
get married or don't do it at all, kind of thing.
Yeah, that was the idea.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very Catholic town. Like, although my high school was diverse, a lot of my teachers were like Catholic people. You know, so that was the thing. Unless you're planning to get married and have kids, you don't need to be having sex. And if you do wear a condom, like, birth control wasn't even a conversation until I got to college and found out that it was something that my school offered. So, but yeah, so that was just kind of that upbringing. Nobody was ever out loud and saying, like, this is what sex is, this is how it should feel, this is how it may feel. Yeah. You know, don't be ashamed. Yeah, don't be ashamed. It was like I said, coming from a more religious background, it was, if you're having sex before marriage, you're sinning. God is pissed at you ultimately, and like, you should stop before he gets like super pissed. Like, that was the idea. And then once I got to college, it was, if you're not having sex, you obviously something wrong with you. Either you don't have something. Right. You either don't have any game, you too broke, you're not putting it down right, whatever. Yeah. So and you know, being a girl, going from, if you're having too much sex, then shorty, you a hoe. Yeah. And then you know, a guy, oh, you're not having enough sex, you weak. Like,
or if he's having too much, it's like praise. It's like, that's the G.
Like, that's the guy right there. Yeah, like, what, you know? So it was one of those things. I just didn't want to be involved, like, honestly, because it was very confusing. Like, I had some friends who were sexually active, and then I had friends that were very to themselves. They didn't go out. So it was, for me, it was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay in this box, and y'all can do whatever y'all want out there. Like, that's what it was.
I feel you on the whole, like, on the spiritual level. So it's like, I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19, because I was just like, I was so caught up in, like, of course, being a kid, video games, but everything around me was involved in, like, sex. Like, when are you gonna go have sex? Like, what are your interests? And it's like, I'm just not into that. But I think at the same time, I was just like, I like guys too, but like, how do I explore this?
And it might not have been something on the forefront of your mind. Yeah. Like, people assume that, oh, if you like someone, or if you're seeing someone, y'all need to be having sex all the time, or this person is not gonna stay around. It was never like that for me. I never, thankfully, put sex and relationships in the same category. It was like, I like you, I want to kick it with you, let's play video games and eat Hot Pockets. Like, that was me. That's me being romantic.
She's taken, by the way, so don't even try that shit. Like, leave that out the comments. As growing up, how did you kind of learn about HIV?
Yeah. Well, again, coming from a religious household, it wasn't like a huge thing we talked about. It was very, the government did it to us. Like, that was the mindset. Like, my parents are a lot older, so that was the mindset. Like, the government has been planting HIV and
they wanted to get us.
Yeah, like, that was
it. You saw what they did to the people in Tuskegee, right?
Like, and then I got to college, and a lot of the organizations, the Greek organizations, the MPHC organizations, they held their own sexual health initiatives. So they would sign people up for testing, or they would do sexual health seminars where they explain, like, the variety of different contraceptives. Like, it's not just the pill, or it's not just the condom. Like, the female has a condom, and there's shots, and there's, you know, just all kinds of things you can do to take care of yourself and be aware. And so they pushed testing. Like, go get tested. It doesn't matter. Like, I get it. You've been with your dude 5 years. You've been with your girl 5 years. Whoever. But you need to get tested. Because there's it's more than sex. Like, it's transmitted in so many different ways. So to have those yearly checkups is important, especially in the Black community. Like we don't go to the doctor unless we missing a limb. Like
like something's wrong.
Yeah, something wrong.
Like,
I didn't know my ear was hanging off, doc. It's been like this for 2 months. Like, hook me up. No, like you need to prevent.
We need to take better care of ourselves. I agree. Like as growing up, I think that was sort of like kind of like the thing that really made me get more involved with my health is when I found out that I was HIV positive. Because I wasn't really taking care of myself. I wasn't like going to the doctors regularly, things like that, getting my teeth clean and stuff like that. I brush my teeth, like they white, like yes. But I wasn't like getting my checkups or my vision. Things like that. And it's just that we need to take better care of ourselves because that shit actually matters. You treat your body like you treat your car. You know, you take care of it because you need it to run as long as possible.
That was deep. I'm gonna use that.
Yeah.
I never heard a human car metaphor. I rock with it.
For sure. Yeah.
But no, it's that serious. The same way you would go, like you said, go to the dentist and check your eyes. You might as well do it all in a day. Like I got my dentist appointment at 9, doctor appointment at 12, going to get HIV testing and STD testing. 3 p.m. Like it needs to be a part of the routine.
It does.
We need to check in because we think we're fine, and sometimes, like when you were doing your challenge, I learned that sometimes there aren't symptoms. Sometimes there aren't things that scream like something's wrong with my body, like and we ignore them. And sometimes when they are small enough, we like, okay, I'm not in any pain, so I'm not gonna pay attention to it. But it could be something just as simple as being tired all the time, or having a lack of appetite, like things like you just need to check in with you.
Yes. So, I don't want to cut too much into Sharvelle's time. She has to, she's a busy woman. She's a busy queen. Busy bee. But we're going to show off our painting. So our dare was paint your flag. And what's your flag painting?
Okay. So.
Ooh, bring it higher. Cameron, you better get that focus.
Mine is a combination of the heterosexual flag, which is black and white, along with the Puerto Rican flag. I didn't put the star in it because I also use African colors in the background. Like that's my foundation. Okay. This is what happened next, and that's the next layer of me. So yeah.
That is so cool. That is so dope. Like she went hella creative because I definitely did not go that. And she got her done before mine.
I just like painting. It's fun.
That's really cool. Like I go, sign it. And she get to keep that. Ooh, she can keep it here. Like I'm honestly wanting to like actually do something with this backdrop. My little basic flag.
It's not basic. You did good.
This is my demisexual flag. So flags have black as a symbol for asexuality, purple for community, which is what I say myself, community. The gray represents gray ace and demisexual. So I'm this portion. I'm not the purple. I just really like purple, guys. I really do love purple. I like purple Post-it notes, actually. They're everywhere. But I'm the gray part, demisexual. And on both flags as well, the meaning of white differs as it represents sexuality on the demisexual flag and non-asexual partners and allies on the asexual flag. That was our show today. Did you want to talk about something? Did we miss anything? Like
no, I just thought it was fun, and what you're doing here is like excellent because we need to be having these conversations. It doesn't matter the race, the age. Like people just need to be informed and aware of what's going on outside of the labels that they put themselves in. You know
exactly.
So
we need to be aware of what's going on around us.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much. This is Dusty Lion again, and my special guest and my special friend today, Sharvelle. Thank you so much.
Yay.
Guys, we're going to be hosting my next episode tomorrow where I'm going to be having my special guest, Kayla, come on, and we're going to be having another pick from the bowl on our dares, friends, dares, or games. But I'm excited to continue with this week. Don't forget to donate at the description below. We need to reach the $1,000 mark. If you want to see me all glammed up, I want to be glammed up. So glam me up, damn it. Pay for that pretty penny. Like, we can raise money and we can help people living with HIV, such as myself. Again, guys, this is Dusty Lion. And this is Sharvelle. You guys have a great night. Bye.